another session of Journaling Out Loud on a Saturday. But we on a beanbag today because my children have taken over the living room. I've also tried to record this session for you guys a few times and it's failed, so let's hope this time takes. Hey, as always, if you've never seen me before, it is me, K.Symone. I am the founder of Shifting Your Atmosphere, where we help millennial women who have lost their identity shift from their current mindset to the one that God has for them through teaching them to show up for themselves every single day, the same way I showed up today, for me, for y'all. And it's journaling time today, so let's get right into it. Today, we're going to go over Galatians 5, 25, and 26. And of course, we got to read the Message version. Because is there any other way to get straightforward to the point and rip the band-aid off with no sugarcoat than the Message version? No, there is not. So, Galatians 5, 25, and 26. Since this is the kind of life we have chosen, the life of the Spirit, let us make sure that we do not hold it as an idea in our head or as a sentiment in our heart, but work out its implications in every detail of our lives. That means we will not compare ourselves with each other as if one of us were better and another worse. We have far more interesting things to do with our life. Each of us is an original. Y'all, the Message version don't play. She said, y'all got far more interesting things to do with y'all life than compare yourself to each other. And I ain't gonna lie, she right. She right. Because honestly, what does comparing yourself to someone else do for you? What does it do? Steal your joy? That's what it do. That's what it do. It's still our joy. Because honestly, why would you want to be someone you're not? Why would you want to be something you're not? And I do not mean in the way of not becoming the best version of yourself, not creating the life that you want to have, not, progressing or growing or always upgrading yourself. No, I'm not talking about none of that because I am an extreme advocate for those things. But I'm saying looking at little Susie, and saying, hey, look, little Susie got a red car. Why do Susie think she can have a red car? I can't have no red car. Baby, do you even like red? Do you even like red? Do you even like cars? Maybe you like trucks. Maybe you like something else, but why do you want it? Just because she has it? Just because you're unhappy with what you have? Because you're ungrateful and not content with what you have? And y'all, even more than one what little Susie got, the biggest issue with comparison is not even just the baseline of how it starts, but all the extra stuff that it leads to that gets us out of alignment, not only with God, but just with his plan for our lives individually. Like the Message version said, we are each an original. So we just need to go ahead and take the OG status and move on. We don't need to be trying to be something else, be somebody else. We don't do any of that. Because when we find ourselves comparing ourselves to others, it can lead to feelings of envy, jealousy, covetousness, and it can make it hard to celebrate others. That's crazy that you don't want to celebrate somebody else or clap for somebody else, but then you want everybody to clap for you. That's crazy. But I can understand how if you are so weighed down by comparison, it can make you feel like everybody sees someone else, but they don't see you. Well, I understand that, but that's a different kind of problem. That's a problem with you wanting to feel seen, which does not require you to want to have or be little Susie. Okay? So, not only is that bad, y'all, but it keeps comparison continue to get worse and get worse and get worse. Because not only will you have envy, you may become jealous, or you can want to covet what someone else have, and you might not even celebrate other people. But you can also begin to mimic the behaviors of other people, which will get you out of alignment with who God wants you to be. We all have our own specific lane that's leading us to where God, leading us to places and people that God has already aligned with our plan for us to come in contact with, to grow them, change their life, be a blessing to their life, and you will want to interrupt that, which will bring you the most peace, the most happiness, the most joy, the most contentment, to become someone else just because it looks or seems as if it's more appealing than what you have or who you are currently. Like, we have got to learn how to focus on ourselves. Because honestly, think about it. If you compare yourself to someone else, they probably focusing on themselves, and that's probably how they're growing. That's probably how they're doing X, Y, or Z. But even if they're not, you still shouldn't want to covet it, because you have no idea what it took to get that, what it takes to maintain that, or even if it is actually what is being portrayed to be. Someone could show you a highlight reel or something and it's nothing like that. I could literally go and take a picture of something that don't even belong to me and then make someone else mad that I have something that ain't even mine. So, like, you run the risk of seeing all of that and then trying to mimic or emulate those people, which would make it harder for you to stay rooted in who you genuinely are and grow your special gifts, grow your special talents, thrive in your own lane, because you trying to hop in somebody else's lane. Like, it's not worth it to any degree. And I could tell you this wholeheartedly because I used to struggle with comparison, and it's not even in the sense of that I ever wanted what someone else had. It's that it ripped apart my personal identity. It ripped apart my personal confidence, because I would sit there and be like, what am I doing wrong? Like, do I not have the formula to the Krabby Patty recipe? Like, what am I... Like, what's going on? I felt like plankton. Like, everything that I'm doing is not hitting. It's not working. It's not, growing like other people. I can't do X, Y, or Z, and it's not turning out how everybody else is doing X, Y, and Z. So it will make me rip myself apart and feel like I was less than. I was less than deserving, apparently, because they had it and I didn't. I didn't want what they had. I was just like, why don't I get my own version of success? Why don't I have my own best friend, a homie level friend? Like, why don't I have my own husband? Why don't I have my own, whatever, y'all? Because I can't even think about what I want. I'm probably on 800 million things, but it was never that I wanted what someone else had. I wanted it because someone else had it. And I think the only reason why I didn't struggle with that part was because my personal style and fashion is very unique, and I don't like having the same clothes or outfits or looking the same style-wise as anyone else. So I never compared with wanting it because they had it. I would be like, what's going on with me? The reason why I don't have all my ducks in a row like everybody else, so that I can keep making forward progression. And the conclusion that I came to in all of it was because you haven't done the work that you need to do to unlock those areas or those levels of you. So those levels that other people may have. Now, I can't tell you whether they unlock their levels or not, but I'm telling you what God told me about why I had not gotten to whatever kind of level that I was looking to get to, because my mindset was wrong. My point of view was wrong on certain kind of things. I didn't have discipline. I wasn't consistent in whatever it is that I wanted. I can't get mad that I ain't got a BBL, a natural, built at home or built in the gym BBL, and I ain't work out except for 2 days. I'm sure God was up there laughing like, girl, 2 days and you hot, 2 days and you mad, 2 days and the sky's falling. Be for real. Be for real. So before you go and compare yourself to somebody else, look within. Look within, not in a ripping yourself apart or breaking yourself down, but look within and say, hey, look, where am I at? Why am I here? Where is that I want to be? Not where I saw somewhere, not where I saw someone else, but where do I genuinely want to be? Look within myself and say, hey, look, where are you at on doing what needs to be done to get to that place? And how can you stay in your lane to get there instead of looking over in little Susie lane and being like, oh, well, she over there. So, because honestly, you can compare all day, every day, and it's not going to get you where you want to be. All it's going to do is make you start to do things or mimic behaviors that are way outside of your personal character trying to obtain something someone else has that you still probably gonna lose anyway because you obtained it for the wrong reasons. Like, don't get trapped into that kind of stuff. And if you have ever really, really struggled with comparison and you're trying to overcome it, I found a few things that you could probably try to focus on to overcome it. A few of them are: focus on your strengths, monitor your thoughts, talk to supportive people, become a part of the support group, get you some loyal friends, get you some like-minded people who are not comparing as well, because as women, it's really, really hard to find you a group of people because women are always comparing themselves to each other or trying to one up the other instead of supporting everybody in the circle. So try to find you some supportive people. Depend on God, because anything that you compare yourself to, or anytime you start to step outside of yourself to get over into what somebody else has or how someone else carries themselves, God will always redirect you back to Him, back to who you are, back to how you're beautiful, back being content with what you have and stewarding well what you have, so that He can trust you with the next level or with more or with progression in whatever it is that you are desiring in your own life and in your own heart. So always depend on Him, and go ahead and start practicing celebrating other people, because when you celebrate other people, not only are you giving out that energy and you're celebrating other people, which will allow other people to want to celebrate you as well, but it will help you practice that it's okay for everyone to win. It's okay to tell another woman that she's pretty. It's okay to clap for another person's success, because that doesn't do or take anything away from you. It doesn't. And if that's hard for you, I would suggest practicing it, because it'll just start to train your mind that it's okay. And even do it for yourself. When no one else is celebrating you, celebrate yourself. Like, because your wins matter just as much to... Your wins should matter just as much to you as you want to matter to someone else. You want someone else to celebrate you because you achieved a milestone in your life. Celebrate yourself. It doesn't matter how big or small, or if no one else claps. Clap for you. I will clap for you. God is proud of you. Like, we don't need to only celebrate the huge things, or only sit there and want to be celebrated. It's okay to celebrate other people, because there are other people around, or even in your circle in your life, that want to feel celebrated and supported the same way that you do. And when you're all doing that for each other, no one will be left out without that support. So try to practice that. Like I said before, be content in your circumstances. Like, you may not be where you want to be, but you definitely not where you used to be. And being content with where you are is going to help you get to where you want to be. Okay? So just be content, because it also helps you just be joyful and be grateful in all the moments, and celebrate the little things, and be happy in the tiniest little things. And when you can do that, you're going to have a lot more days where you're smiling and full of happiness and feel as if you're thriving overall, because thriving doesn't always mean success in a specific number, success in a specific area, but you're thriving because you are a light. Like, you're just thriving as you live your life, as how you're living your life. So I would say be content. And the last one they have on here is appreciate the difference in others instead of needing to compete with them, because we all have something that's special and unique about us. We all bring something different to the table. And if we start to work together with all of our different strengths versus comparing each other to where we can't even be in the same room, we will get so much further. We will get so much further. And that's why I've created my brand, and I have created even the support groups. And it's why I started my podcast, because we need the support. We need to come together. We need to help those that are in those same dark inside places that we have grown and come out of, and help another woman out, because life is literally straight ebbs and flows. Like, you may be out of your season right now, but you may go back in another time. And the same way you can support another woman while she's down right now, another woman can support you when you're down. So we're not comparing. We're being content with what we have, who we are. And we're being grateful. And we're celebrating others. And we are being okay with being in our lane, and what we have, and how God has blessed us to be uniquely us and be an OG. Okay? Now, I'll be back next Saturday to see what else we got to talk about. But y'all leave in the comments, if you struggle with comparison and how you've handled it, or if you are currently struggling with comparison, what type of comparison you're struggling with. So we can talk in the comments, y'all. I'm going to see y'all next week. Bye.